Hi, this is Lana Lisa Williams, otherwise known as Survival Woman. And today I would like to talk to you about my favorite gadgets. Yeah, I was going to call myself Gadget Girl. I'm not really a girl anymore, but we're all girls always, women are. But Gadget Girl was kind of already taken by like a Japanese anime person. So I won't be Gadget Girl, but Survival Women is good. And it's another rainy day in California, and it's really cold in the Central Valley. It's going to be below freezing tonight, and we may actually have a little snow. And definitely all the water outside is going to freeze to ice. So I just went to get the mail and get some gadgets out of my car because I keep a whole lot of them out there. My bug out car is full of clothes and camping gear and a whole bunch of big gadgets in the trunk, like axes and machetes, because you never know if you're going to be lost in the forest and have to cut down your food and make a path in the jungle. And I have like really cool roadside gadgets such as lights that you can put on your car that are magnetic, that will help people not to run into you at night if you're stuck on the side of the freeway in California. And I have a non-electric reflective triangle to use also if I ever got stuck on the side of the freeway in California. I have a couple of those. I have a reflective vest and special gloves and a whole ton of tools, but I didn't want to get all the stuff out of my car. So I got the smaller gadgets, and you can imagine the bigger ones we might need to survive. So I'm a prepper. I'm a woman prepper because, yeah, we women do it too. My husband is in prison in California, so I am surviving out here alone at the moment. I mean, I just got a letter from him in the mail, so, he's with me in spirit, but I have to be the prepper of the house. And my daughter also kind of would depend on me in an apocalypse situation. So I'm prepper for my daughter. Yeah, her name's Jessica. Hi, Jessica. I love you. Um, so we women sometimes have to just step up and be the gadget person of the family and the prepper and the survival woman person. So I hope you're having a good day and that your weather isn't too bad wherever you are. You might have a whole bunch of snow, or maybe you're in a tropical area and it's still nice and warm outside, or even hot down under. It would be summer in New Zealand and Australia, so they might just be really hot down there. Depends on where you are. Your point of view makes all the difference. So I'm going to put this in my little tripod, hope it works, and show you a bunch of gadgets. Just pardon me while I try to figure this out. Ugh. My tripod and I are not on good terms. Oh, I got the cheap one from Amazon and totally thinking of oh, okay. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, I'm totally thinking of exchanging my tripod, but it's working right now. Yeah. Okay, I'm in my room. Nothing exciting going on here. Put just a little closer, maybe. Yeah, there. Hi. So I've got my solar powered lantern. This is technically a gadget. It's solar powered and it has a hand crank you can use if there's no sun. So it doesn't need batteries, and it lights up a room pretty well. I have two of these, and they were only $35 from Finger Hut of all places. So I try to get the deals and don't spend a lot of money because I don't have a lot of money. I'm a teacher, and currently the schools are closed. So I am like just trying to survive on less pay, and I'm a writer and I don't sell a lot of my books. So hey, you guys, go buy one of my books. They're all about survival, surviving cancer, surviving spousal abuse, surviving the loss of your whole family from tragedies when you were little, surviving going overseas to Russia, Turkey, and China. And men attacked me in each of those countries. So I had to use my survival skills, my self-defense protocols that I learned. Thank God for that self-defense class I took in college. So anyway, survival is important, and you must have light, because it would be terrible if all the lights went out. I mean, that could happen. and you need a light, and you may not have batteries. So, hey, make it solar. If you have a solar powered light, you don't have to worry about batteries or even recharging it or anything. So yay, putting this down. Okay, talking about lights. I got this out of my car. This is my ultimate gadget flashlight. And I got this baby for free. All I had to do was pay the shipping costs because I'm a prepper and I join a whole lot of prepper organizations like Jason Hansen, ex-CIA guy. Thanks so much for all your tips and all the free stuff I've got just paying shipping from you. Appreciate it. And other preppers, like I get his newsletter every day and I watch videos of the Angry Prepper out of New York City, Urban. Now he has the Angry Truth channel. Yeah, I get a lot of inspiration from him. And of course, Black Scout Survival, because that guy really knows since he was like, I guess, in the Marines, or I hope I'm not getting that wrong. He was like a special ops guy. Pretty sure it was the Marines, maybe the SEAL team, something like that. And I don't mean to make that sound bad. I'm a woman. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly. It was some like really cool military special ops thing. So this flashlight, it's a little heavy. It's big, but it's very, very cool. It has this thing that you could break the window in your car if you're like submerged in the frozen river because you went off the road, getting on the ice, and you can't get out and the water is pouring in slowly and your windows are up. So you break the windows with this thing. And then this part, it has like a little razor, and you're like, so if you're in that car and your seatbelt won't come undone because it's all jammed, you go like, cut the seatbelt. Yay. And of course, it has a magnet. That's, if you ever are in an emergency situation, you need to like put this onto the hood of your car so you can see what's wrong with the engine. It has a magnet. And of course, it's very bright and solar powered. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of the really cool functions. So, oh, yeah, that's one of the really cool functions. It does flashy red lights. What else? Really bright. And then it does more of a pause, flashy red lights. And what else does it do? It does bright lights. Yeah, that's bright. And then it can go a little dim and flashy white light. Yeah, so it's very cool. And I think, is there anything else it does? Let's see. Oh, and it does a lantern weight light. So you can like hang this by the magnet and you have, or sit it upside like this and you've got a lantern to work on your car. I mean, to me, this is like the best flashlight. I am so glad I got it for free, just paying shipping. Of course, the shipping was a little high, so I get they made money on that. All right, and then that goes off. And also, it's got a compass. This is really cool because, if you're lost and you're in the woods, say you crashed in a mountain and you're in the woods, okay? And you got to get out of the woods. So a compass would come in handy. And also you can unscrew. It has a handle. That's really important. You don't want to have to carry this in your hand. Put it on your wrist. It has charger for your phone. And you can actually also recharge it into the wall. Yeah, so you can recharge this thing, and it has a phone charger. That is so cool. So I highly recommend this thing. Also, it is so heavy, and it's kind of like a hammer. Bam, bam. You could use this for self-defense. Like you're in your car and some guy wants to carjack your car. You could just hit him on the head with this, or maybe just hit his hand that he puts in through the window. Bam, maybe he'll think twice. All right. Yay, flashlight. You win the top gadget prize for today. Speaking of flashlights and self-defense, this is a really cool thing. It's called Jolt, which is going to be backwards because I'm doing the phone the other way. And it's a flashlight. Yes, you can turn it on. I have it taped for a reason. Yeah, so I can't turn it on. But I taped it so it wouldn't automatically go on and waste all the batteries, because this actually takes batteries. Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't take batteries. You have to recharge it in the wall. So it has a recharger thing. But trust me, it's a flashlight. It's a nice one. And it has like this thing on the front that's rugged. So you could use this as a weapon. Bam, hit someone with this and he'll leave you alone. Or you could also show the bright flashlight in his face. But the most important thing about this, besides the clip that you can clip it on your pocket or on your belt or whatever, on your purse, is that it has another setting so that you can actually do a laser. No, not laser. It's sort of like a laser. You can do electric jolts. That's why it's called Jolt. That's the name of it. Okay. It's a taser that you hold in your hand. And the bad thing is you have to make physical contact, more or less, or at least pretty close, to tase someone with this. But you just have, and you have a little safety button in the back where you have to turn it to on for laser. And it has another button underneath that makes the laser part go. Let's see if that works. Oh, yeah. That's so cool. I would not want to touch that with that thing going. It sounds so bad. Yeah. I'm going to put the safety off again. Remember to keep it recharged. It has a little cable, like a USB cable you plug in the wall and recharge it. Doesn't need batteries. Yay for the handheld taser. Because, you could put it in your pocket and, if you're walking outside to check the mail late at night, you might have it in your hand just in case some guy comes by and wants to, do something bad to you. You've got your taser. The problem is you have to get close enough to the person pretty much for contact, or I would say you don't even have to do contact. You just have to show this and go like this and he'll probably run away. But I mean, if you had to use it, you'd have to contact the person or come like within a half an inch of him. All right. Okay. That's cool. All right. Now, speaking of tasers, I got the ultimate taser. Okay. Yes, I did. That was with some special money I got in the summer. Yay. And this thing costs like $300 or $400, depending where you buy it. But it's well worth the price. And of course, I always shop for a bargain. So I got it at a really good discount. I use Honey when I shop, and she always gives me like coupons and, stuff like that. Groupon sometimes, and Sam's Club if it's available. So this is my ultimate gun. Yeah, but it's not a real gun. I mean, it's not a bullet gun. Probably won't kill you. It could, but probably won't. So this is my taser gun. It's a new version. It's called Pulse. Yeah, and it has a safety, and the safety's on. And it's got the batteries in here, and it looks like a regular gun. And, here's the trigger. And instead of shooting out bullets, it shoots out a cartridge that has huge amounts of electricity in it and 2 probes. So you could actually use this from a distance of up to 15 feet from a person, which is a little more comfortable. You're not right next to them or her. If you had to shoot someone with this, you don't want to shoot them in the head or the neck or the heart. You kind of want to aim for the lower torso if you can, or the butt, or the leg maybe. But you don't want to get any really delicate areas, because you really probably don't want to kill someone. And that's why I bought this. I could have bought a 22 pistol or a 38 special to put in my purse, but I decided, I really don't want to kill anyone ever. I mean, but don't quote me on that. Maybe I will surprise you and actually get a 22 or a 38, so you never can be sure of that. But for now, I'm happy with my taser. And you take the safety off by pushing it up. It's really easy. So push it up. And then it's got a flashlight and a little red laser. Can you see the red laser? Can you see the red laser? It's on my hand. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so there's a little red laser on my hand. Okay, like there. You can see the red laser on my blue raincoat hood. All right, so you don't want to see this thing pointing at you. No, and you know how it is in the movies when the spies get the red laser on them or the green laser. It's like, oh, you're about to get shot. You better duck. So I like this thing. And then it also has like a little power. It shows you that it's fully powered, and you can replace the battery if you need to, but it's really a good battery and will probably last the life of this product unless you have to use it. If you use it, the company, the taser company that makes this, Pulse, will actually give you a free one because you used it and hopefully you survived and didn't kill anyone. You just sort of knocked them out with a bunch of electricity using the 2 probes that stuck into their skin, which those probes are kind of sharp and kind of long. So I would not want to get tased, but better than being shot. And they will replace it if you use it. So as a woman, whose husband is in prison, and it's not for killing anyone or rape, I tell people that, and I don't need to tell you anymore. And he won't be in for too much longer, I hope. I need to protect myself. And it also has a sight. You can line up, get your sight going there, and then undo the safety and get that red dot where you want to shoot. And aim a little down because it's probably going to go up a bit, like that. Okay, you should go to the shooting range. Well, not the shooting range, but you can get it comes with a target, and you can practice shooting it in your house if you want. You just might have to pay more for. It comes with 2 cartridges, and you might have to pay to get them replaced, or whatever. I think you can get practice cartridges too, so you might want to invest. Those aren't so much. The cartridges can be removed like this way and taken out if you want to use it without a cartridge, and then it's just like the handheld taser. If I took this out and turned it on, it would show a lot of tasing going on like my Pulse handheld one did. Okay, this one does the same thing. So after you shoot someone, if they're still bothering you, you could go put this on their skin and keep tasing them. But I wouldn't recommend that. I'd say just run, hopefully they'll be lying on the floor saying what happened. And they'll be fine in a few minutes and you'll be gone. Okay. Those are my top of the line self-defense gadgets. There are other gadgets. Oh, I have allergies that are less top of the line. I'm going to show you one. This is my strike pen. Yes, and I do believe I got this from Jason Hansen, the CIA guy, just played postage. It's a pen, actually a pen, and it has a really sharp tip like this. So if you hit someone with that, it would so hurt. Can you see the tip? Yeah, you can see it up here. That would hurt. And it's a strong metal, and it's got a clip, and it actually does have a pen in it. So if you turn it, you can see the pen come out on the end. Yeah, there it is. Right. So it does actually have a writing function, but it's a strike pen and it's small, and you could put it in your pocket or in your purse. Of course, I keep it in my purse because I'm a woman, and you could use it. Just remember which side is the sharp one and which is the pen. You don't want to just draw on somebody when you want them to leave you alone. You want to poke them like a big bee stung them. That would hurt. It would definitely get their attention, and it's really strong. So what else? Pepper spray. This one's been, as you can tell, in my purse a long time. It still works, has its safety on. And the thing about pepper spray is I mentioned that I was pepper sprayed in Turkey. It's not a fun thing to have to use if you're in a small area, okay? I would not recommend using this if you're in a house unless you're pretty far away from someone and you can run the other way. Because if you use this in a house, it's going to kind of fill up the room and you're going to feel kind of sick, so you better run the other way. But this could definitely, you take the safety off, yeah, and then you just push down and spray, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to waste it. It's all beat up, but it's a pretty good brand. I don't remember what brand it is, so my allergies. So pepper spray is good, but remember, please don't use it in a small enclosed area. When I was in McDonald's one time in LA, believe it or not, I think it was Hollywood, I was driving for Uber in LA for a year and a half. I just got a settlement from them. Let's just say it wasn't a really good settlement, but hey, it's a little money. I'm happy I got a little extra money I wasn't counting on. But anyway, I was driving for Uber for a year and a half in LA doing delivery of food, so it was Uber Eats, and I was in a McDonald's, the job, and someone pepper sprayed, I think it was the manager. No, it was probably a worker, pepper sprayed a customer in McDonald's. And because I guess the customer was getting like really rowdy and wouldn't behave and leave and was bothering people. But I don't think that was the best choice because the whole McDonald's got full of pepper spray and everybody had to leave and get out of the building and the fire department had to come and like clean it all out. So watch what you do with the pepper spray. It's better to use it outside and if you have no other choice because it could come back on you. Just warning you. And it's not pleasant to be pepper sprayed. Remember, don't put water on yourself if you get pepper sprayed. Get a nice soft towel and just kind of try to dab it off as much as possible. Okay, that's what they told me in Turkey and it worked out pretty well. What else? Okay, these are my keys. And obviously I know the rule. You can't have this much weight on your car key because you'll ruin the car ignition turn thing that turns it on. So I have a clip and I take off the heavy stuff every time I drive. Oh, that's one of the heavy stuffs. There's two. Okay, so then I just have, not too bad. That's not too heavy. And then these heavier things I put back on when I'm not driving. This with this little clip. So I have some cool gadgets right on my keychain that I always have with me. Another compass, because you can never have too many compasses. I have a whistle. And this is a really cool little survival whistle I got at Walmart. Yeah, it's pretty loud. Yeah, that would get someone's attention probably if you couldn't scream. But it screws, unscrews, and inside I have my email and I think my phone number, not my address. You don't want to give a criminal your address. You don't want to put that on your keys because if someone finds your keys to your car, they might have your house key. And if you've got your address on your keys, they're going to go to your house and they're going to open the door and take your stuff or maybe hurt you. So I just have my email and phone number. And you can screw it back up. And that way, if I lose my keys and some really nice person finds them, they might be able to figure out, oh yeah, maybe we can find out who owns these keys and they'll open it out and see my email or phone number and call me. That'd be cool. Then I have my solar powered little mini light with a hand crank in case there's no sun. And what else? That's about it for this part of the keys. But that's helpful. Always have a light with your keys at all times, even if it's a little one, because you never know when you've got to get in your car in a hurry and you can't find that keyhole for that car, or you can't find your stupid fob to open the door or whatever. You need a light. So then on the parts that I took off, I have my really bright light. I showed you this before. It's really bright. For a little light, it's amazing. It does that and it does this. And this part is a lantern and it would just totally brighten someone away from you. It'd be like someone couldn't see to keep attacking you. So light is a really good defense mechanism. It doesn't have to be a taser light. And then it has this little key tool. It's a knife, okay? Not a tool. It's a knife and it looks like a key and you can open it up and it's a sharp, strong little knife, which you could use for self-defense or picking a lock. If you had to pick a lock because you were locked out of your house, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but if you have to, you have to, All right. And then you just press this down and you can fold this. Yeah, press it down hard and then you fold it back. You wouldn't want to take that into a prison because it's a knife that looks like a key. So I would definitely unclip this part and they wouldn't even let you take a flashlight in because they don't know what's in the flashlight. Then I have this multi-tool on my keychain and it does have a light, just a little press light, which these are good because you have to hold it and press it to keep it going. So you're not likely to make it run out of, power because you're not going to hold it and press it for ages. You're just going to use it to open the door of the car because you can't see where to do that. Or if you have an old-fashioned car that doesn't need a fob, I broke the fob to my car, so I have to use the dumb key. But it also has tools. Okay, like this one, in case you need to open a can of beer. Yeah, or a Coke. And it also has like a little screwdriver at the top. And then it has another type of screwdriver. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I'm sure it probably does something else. And then over here, the bad thing about these things is sometimes they're hard to open. It has a knife, a sharp knife. So, if you don't have the other knife or you need two, there you go. And then it has even a Phillips head screwdriver. Yeah, so you've got all different kinds of screwdrivers. See that? And a knife and a bottle opener, because you never know when you have to have that bottle opened. That's kind of a joke. I don't drink soda or beer, but could come in handy. Probably does something else too. All right, so I recommend getting some kind of simple little tool to go on your flashlight, so you've always got it there if you need it. What else? Talking about tools, here's the old-fashioned kind. It's a Swiss Army knife, and I have a little clip. I love these. You buy them at Walmart. They're really cheap. Little clips, that you could clip this to the outside of your purse or to your keys or whatever. And this is not a very big knife. It's a nice lady size. I don't like the really huge Swiss Army knives. They're like, huge and it's so gigantic. This is small and thin, and you could put this, I keep it in my purse. I've got a purse full of so much stuff you would not believe. I have won contests at women's meetings for having the strangest things in my purse. Yeah, really. So this has, of course, all the things you'd expect from a Swiss Army knife. I think that one of the best things is, if I can open it, is it has a bigger knife. This is good for when you're traveling in Russia and you've got to have an apple and you really want to cut your apple or you want to cut your orange or something. This is really good for cutting fruit or, cutting a fish if you're lost in the wilderness and you had to fish for something. Okay. What else? It's got lots of cool stuff. Then it has a smaller knife because, you might need a smaller knife. And problem with this is it's a little hard sometimes to open it. Then it's got a really cool, bottle opener and a screwdriver at the end. And one more. Actually, that's a can opener. Ow. Yeah, this is the thing. When you have nails and you're a woman, they could make these a little easier to open. I can't even get that out. Okay, so this is actually a can opener. This is, if you're in the wilderness, this is very helpful. If you're in the wilderness or in your house and it's the apocalypse and you've got all your canned food and you're like, oh, did anyone bring the can opener? And they're like, oh, the can opener. I saw this really funny apocalypse movie. A couple from LA had to go in the apocalypse and the guy couldn't find a can opener. And then the girl said, oh yeah, I have this little one on my knife. And she gave it to him and he felt really stupid because he'd been trying to use a hammer and a saw and all kinds of things and ended up just throwing the can away. So this is really good for opening a tin can. And also could work as a screwdriver. And I know there's another thing in here and it's going to just tear up my nail. This is where you use a tool to help you get out the dumb tool. Sorry, you don't mean dumb in a bad way. All right. Okay, you have to pick the right tool. So I will go to my other Swiss Army knife. Yeah, this is an old one and half the stuff's gone, but it does have a really nice tool. I use this thing more than anything else, probably. It is my nail file. It's also, you could use it as a screwdriver on the end. It's a great little nail file. And always my nails are getting weird. I just made my nails get weird trying to open this stupid knife. So I take this tool from the other Swiss Army. This is a Swiss Army card. It's so thin, it's like a credit card. You could put this in your wallet. In fact, I keep it in my wallet with another one. And it's got a toothpick and tweezers and a little pen, stuff you could really use. All right, so we're going to try to open this. And this is embarrassing because, I should have probably practiced. Okay, I will get this thing open. Come hell or high water, as my daughter said to me the other day. She's like, Mom, yeah, I'll meet you. Come hell or high water. I'm pretty sure it'll probably be hell. No, I'm just kidding. To get this thing open. See, I almost had it. All right, so this is where I need stronger hands. Okay, so this finally got opened because I used a tool to open the tool. So this one is the bottle opener, like for beer. And this has a nice screw, flathead screwdriver on the end. And this is the can opener to open tin cans of food. Okay? All right. And it has another smaller little screwdriver at the top. So that's this baby. It does not have scissors, but that's okay. I got a small one. You can get some with scissors and other really cool stuff. Swiss Army, there's their logo. They're some of the best makers of survival tools in the world because the Swiss Army is like super cool and super rich. And, you know, Switzerland was never even involved in World War I or II. And they have all those mountains around them and they're really smart. And they're like, yeah, we're going to be independent and stay out of the wars. And The Sound of Music, people at the end of that movie, The Sound of Music, mother and father and all their kids just marched right over those mountains from Austria into Switzerland, and they were safe from the Nazis. Yeah, good old Switzerland. So, putting these down. I'm going to show you one more Swiss Army credit card type knife. And this one's really cool. This is a newer one, and it's got a magnifying glass. I love this thing. I mean, it's just like a super good size. And so if I, you know, don't have my reading glasses on, because I spent my whole life as a teacher and a writer, I'm so frustrated I can't read so well anymore without my stupid glasses. So this is great if you have to read the fine print, which I would recommend you do. For example, I had the settlement thing from a big company who hardly gave me any money. And then the lawyers took half. So I was able to actually like read through the contract with this. Yeah, I mean, the small print, right? They make it really small for a reason. They don't want you reading it. They don't want you to know that you've got this little bit of a settlement coming for all those months and months of frustrating hours of work you did and got paid so little. And then they don't want you to know that lawyers are taking almost half. Yeah, thank you, lawyers. That's why we all hate you. Oh, I know, like the joke. What do you say about 1,000 lawyers at the bottom of the sea? What do you say? And the answer is, it's a start. Yeah, okay. So, I hope none of you are lawyers. I'm sure there are some good ones out there. I haven't met one yet, but hey, if you do, just tell him to send me an email. I might need him someday. Or her. I bet maybe her. She would be good. So this actually has really cool stuff. It has this like little pocket and you pull out this little tool. And this little tool is cool. It's got like all kinds of screwdriver heads that you would need on it. You just, you know, like if you need this size of a screwdriver, you hold it on one side and then you can unscrew what you need. Or this one if it's really little. I like this because it's a smart idea. It's just got this little pocket and it goes right back in. If I put it in right. Yeah. Okay. Put it in right. There we go. Okay. And then it's got a nice knife you have to take out. And it's, you know, it's a really good knife that you can actually take out. And I used it when I was overseas to like slice small pieces of fruit or medicine. This is really good for cutting pills in half. If you're on antibiotics or some other kind of medicine, you can easily use this to cut a pill in half or little things, you know, and it's surprisingly sharp. And what's nice about Swiss Army stuff is they stay really sharp and in good condition for like years and years, pretty much the rest of your life. Probably well into the apocalypse, probably forever, you know. That's a joke, but they are plastic and metal, but they're put together really well. And you can see it says Victorinox here, but it's backwards in your screen because I've got the phone the other way, which is really weird how that works. Okay, so what else have they got? They have an emergency pen, yes, stuck right in here, so that if you're stuck in the wilderness and you have to write a note like "help me," or you've been kidnapped and you're at a gas station, because that always happens in the kidnap movies. You know, the girl says, I've got to use the restroom, and the guy says, all right, hurry up. So she goes in the gas station restroom and she finds lipstick and writes on the mirror. But I mean, if you didn't have any lipstick and you weren't in a restroom, you could if you have this in your pocket, you could find a pen and you could like write it on toilet paper or something, like, help me, I've been kidnapped. It's always good to have a pen. And what if, it was apocalypse and you were really bored and you just had to do something, you want to write about the apocalypse. So maybe you'll find some paper somewhere and you'll just start writing apocalypse day 1, and you'll just like, as many days as you can count and go through, you could do 1 a day. There are movies like that. All right, and that goes back in, and I don't think I did it right there. See it? It goes right, really back in perfectly. I love the way everything fits. And then what else have we got? We've got tweezers, little bitty tweezers. See? These are cool. Can you see? Little bitty tweezers. Yeah. This is great for, I don't even think I checked my face. Any random hair you might have on your face. This is great for pulling it out. Thank God I'm blonde because my hairs on my face are light colored usually. But I use this baby a lot because I want to pull out a hair. I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to do that. Can't let anyone see me? Don't look too closely, all right? But the tweezers are always good. And you can use tweezers for all kinds of survival things, Think about it. Use your imagination. What would you use tweezers for? Maybe operation. Okay, someone got shot in the apocalypse and you are doing your best with your emergency medical guide, which I have one of those, of course, more than one, and your emergency medications guide, and you're trying to help save someone's life, and you're going to have a tweezer at some point to get that bullet out, and maybe it's like in a real small little area and you don't want to break the arteries, so you take out the little tweezers and you just pull that bullet right out of there. Okay, that's something you could use it for. So you look at probably the most grim scenario. We're all probably going to have to take more medical classes. I've taken a few and I'm really happy I did. And we're going to do a whole show on medical kits because I got amazing trauma medical kits and amazing paramedic style medical bags full of stuff that you would use to save someone's life in the apocalypse. And that's going to be another, show, because that's a whole, medical gadgets are like in a whole category of their own. But this could also be a part of any medical kit. What else have we got? Oh, one more thing. This is very important for medical kits, speaking of, is it has scissors. They're folded. They're so cool. And they're really strong. And they have this neat little thing in the middle so that you can, make them go up and down. You could use one hand, right? And maybe you need to cut the bandage, this would work. Or, cut out the bullet. Actually use it, make sure you sterilize it first with lots of alcohol. Alcohol is a really good thing to have for the apocalypse because you can barter with it and it could help you with medical emergencies such as, hey, drink some of this before we start operating on you, then we'll tie you down and then we will pour it all over your wound and then we will use our scissors to get that bullet out with our tweezers, thank God for Swiss Army Victorinox card gadgets. Let's say that one real fast. So I'm putting this back. It's really cool how they all just like, if you do it right, fit right back. There we go. I don't think I forgot anything that's in there. And I gotta hand it to you guys. This was cool. Putting it on my we talked about it table. What else? Speaking of knives, of course you gotta have lots of knives, and I get free knives all the time from my prepper channels and my prepper emails. Like so many free things. It's the way to go is to sign up for all the prepper stuff and they'll give you the special free gadgets, only pay the shipping. It's so cool. So this is a nice knife. It has like a little clip and it's just really simple and easy to use. I mean, you just like, at least it was simple and easy to use before I started the show. No, you just like pull it out and there you go. And this would be a really good self-defense knife. I mean, I don't want to cut anyone. I don't want to have blood everywhere. No, thank you. I would much rather pepper spray you, even better than that, because pepper spray is messy and can come back on me. I would much rather taser you, give you a little electricity, use the power of light, which is amazing. Think about it. A taser uses the power of light to stop someone, and a laser pen would use the power of a laser light to like blind someone, hopefully not permanently, but just for a while so you can get away. All right. So light has power. It really does. But anyway, this knife would be a good self-defense weapon if you had no other choice, but I would prefer to use it to cut fruit or, cut up the fish I had to catch, I don't really want to fish, but if I had to, I would. And I would cut the fish up and get the scales off. I've seen it done, it's doable. This is probably not the best fish cutting knife, but you could use it for anything, okay? For making your house. Say you're stuck in the woods and you have to make one of those, little houses out of tree branches. I mean, don't knock it. That's a great thing to do. And if you could make your little house under a tree out of tree branches and insulate it, because it's going to get really cold on that mountain in that forest at night, then a knife like this would come in really handy, to cut string, to put the branches together, to shape the branches the way you want them. You could use this for so many different things, even for surgery. If you had to do emergency surgery, it's got a really sharp point. You would sterilize it. It's a really good, well-made knife, and you could use it for surgery. And then it's not hard to get it. I think it's not hard to get it back in. And I'm going to prove I'm a liar. Yeah, there's a way to get this thing back in there. Oh yeah, you just have to move this little bit to the side and then it folds back in. And you can clip it onto your belt or your purse. Yay, knives are important. Can't have too many survival knives, in my opinion, because you could barter them. You could have like a group of people and give them each a knife. So making that shelter in the forest out of tree branches would be way easier if you had like 5 people doing it instead of just one. I mean, if the people worked well together. It could end up kind of bad if the people don't work well together.